Hey everyone, it's Megan from Bookish Delights. Before we get into this video, I just want to say sorry for any background noise, but my dad is out mowing the grass, so I'm not sure how well my camera's going to pick up on it, and my window is open because it's very warm in this room and in the house in general, and I reluctantly turned half my fan for this video. So this video is my August TBR. I have a couple audiobooks, I have physical books, and my TBR jar, so let's just jump right into it. The first book I'm going to be reading, before I get into these books, I just want to say every month I take part in a book game. It's called Book Battle. We have a Facebook page and it's just Book Battle. I'll leave a link in the description. So all of these books except for my TBR Jar Pick go along with the prompts, the monthly prompts for Book Battle. You get separated onto teams, and then each prompt is worth so many points, and at the end of the month, whichever team has the most points wins that month's book battle. So a lot of these books correspond with different prompts, so let's just get right into it. The first book I have is Growing Up Next to the Mental by Brian Callahan. This is a local book, a local author, so I haven't started this book. Can't wait to read it. This is essentially, now I'm not sure if it's a work of fiction or not. I haven't read too much into it, but there is a hospital close to where I live, a bit far away, and it's a mental institute, and well, this is just the characters or the author. Like I said, I don't know if it's a work of fiction or not, but the character in it, they grew up next to the mental hospital, and it's just telling stories about that. Next we have If There Be Thorns. I do not have the dust jacket. I borrowed this from a friend. I borrowed it a long time ago, but this is If There Be Thorns by V.C. Andrews. I hope you can see that. I'm a little too far away to be able to focus it manually, so I'm hoping that focus. This is the continuation of Flowers in the Attic series, or the Dollenganger series. I can't remember. I think this might be the third book in that series. I think the second one was Petals on the Wind. I don't want to say too much about the series because this is the third one, so I don't want to give away anything, but the first one is basically the 4 children. Their dad died in a car accident, so the 4 children and their mother are gone to live with the mother's parents, so their grandparents, but the children have to stay in the attic because there's just whole secrecy of them being alive, and it's just a lot of family secrets and plot twists. So hoping to continue on with that series. The next one I have is Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. This is, is it the third? I think this is the third book in the Shatter Me series. So this is all about the main character, Juliet. She has some type of powers and she doesn't really know how to use them, or she thinks they're bad and she doesn't want to learn how to control them, but the series kind of just follows along with her figuring out who she is. Moving on, we have We'll All Be Burnt in Our Beds Some Night by Joel Thomas Hines. This was in a TBR for, I think it was June, and it is a good book. This is another local author. It's a nice book. It's a nice read. It's not for everyone, especially if not everyone knows the dialect in Newfoundland. Then this will probably confuse some people, but this is more of like a slow burn book for me. I don't think I actually have this listed as one of the prompts that I want to read for book battle, but it's just a slow burn, so like in between books, if I don't feel like picking up any of my other books that I want to read and I'm just kind of like stuck between books, and I will just read a little bit more of this one. The next book I have is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I really want to get into this series. This is the Lunar Chronicles. This is the first book in that series, and this one here is a Cinderella retelling. I think all of the books are some type of retelling. I don't know too much about this series, just that it's like retellings. And then the last physical book, I have two more physical books. This one is Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is the third and final book in the Caraval trilogy, and I love this series. This is one of my top favorites along with Shatter Me, and I can't recommend those two series enough for everyone. But this, I'm sure if you go back and watch like a whole bunch of my other videos, you'll hear me talk about Caraval. I've talked about it a lot, but it's just about this game where you have to not go insane. You have to try to keep your sanity while trying to win the game. There's a lot of like tricks, and just it's different. I've heard it compared to the Night Circus, so if you like that, then you might like this one. And then the last physical book was actually my TBR Jar Pick for last month for July, and that is Dhafi by Amy Fellner Domney. I just love this cover. When I seen this on Book Outlet, it was like an automatic buy for me because of the cover. Started reading it at the end of July, the end of July, and I just haven't been able to just finish it yet, so I'm not too far in. I'm just a couple chapters in. It's going good so far. It's just I had a lot on my plate for the first week of August, where I'm working 2 jobs. Where I work in a restaurant, it kind of got crazy, and I picked up more hours, and I had family home, so I didn't have time to sit down and read. That's why I didn't get too far in this one, so I will be continuing on with this book. Before I get into my TBR Jar Pick for August, I'm going to continue with the audiobooks, and I think there may be like an ebook. So the first audiobook, I use both Libby and Scribd for my audiobooks. So the first audiobook is Fat Vampire by Adam Rex. This is for one of the prompts for book battle. Okay, it's not my typical read, but you know, I just needed something to fill in one of the prompts. And then the next one is 11 Birthdays by Wendy Mass. I do believe I read another book belonging to hers, and it was like a nice little middle grade book. I quite enjoyed it. I think it's called like, it's not A Sun Is Also a Star, but it's something, a star, a soul. Oh, I can't remember. If I remember her name, I'll pop it up here so you know. So that's that one. And then next I have Meet Cute by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've heard good things about this book, and I really want to get into it. So these ones I don't really know too much about, because you guys know I don't like reading descriptions, but if I hear like a good word on it, then I will pick it up. And also I just needed some to fill out prompts for book battle. So the next one I have is Birthday, a novel by Meredith Russo. I think this one might be dual perspective. It deals with 2 best friends sharing a birthday. I'm not quite sure too much about that one. And then the next one is The Enlightenment of Bees by Rachel Linden. Again, I don't really know too much about it, but the cover was really cute. Then we have Angel of Europa by Alan Steele. Again, I needed, like, one of the prompts was like a space book, so in Scribd I just typed in space. So this is only like 100 pages, so it's gonna be a quick, easy read for me to get that done. No idea what it's about. Like astronauts, Mars, Jupiter, space. And that looks to be it. Then let's get into my TBR jar. Now I'm not gonna put this is the slip for Die For You. That book, I'm not gonna put that back in this jar because I am still currently reading it. If any of the books here I pull out, then I will just pick another one. Like if Cinder or Finale or something, I pull it from here, then I'm honestly not going to say that's my TBR jar pick because I'm already planning on reading it. Still haven't gotten a bigger jar for this. Alright, so let's see. A Court of Mist and Fury. That it's not going to focus. I'm too far away. There we go. A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Not quite sure if that's the first one or not, but so I will go grab the first one and I will be back. So the first book is A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I will substitute that for the one that I picked because I don't want to start reading a book in the middle of a series. Obviously not. So I've been wanting to read this series for a long time. I own the first two books. Kind of chunky, so they're a little intimidating to me. But hopefully I like this. I've heard some mixed reviews about it. I don't really know too much about this series. I know she has another series, Throne of Glass. I think a lot more people like this series over the other one. That is all of the books that I'm hoping to read this month. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What are some books that you're reading this month? And if you have any other video suggestions, don't forget to leave them down in the comments below. And I'll see you next time.